crafty friends. Amanda here from Creative Scrimping Mummy. So I'm here to do some more work on my big book full of ephemera. So it's a bit of a series that I'm doing. I'll just do them when I've got spare time. I've shown you how to create the actual physical journal. I've shared this bit. I've shared this, a tutorial on this, which I called my oversize film strip, I think. Okay, turn that into a tuck. I've shown you how to make these gigantic paper clips, and I've also done a video on this tri-fold envelope flip, and I've done mine differently because, as you can see, you can't see the envelope flap on there, and you can't see that envelope flap on there. I've done it in a way where it's all hidden, so it just looks neat and tidy. So I've got a tutorial on that. I've got a tutorial on the oversized tickets. What else have we done? I think that's it so far. But there's another one of my envelope flips. But I have what am I trying to say? A playlist in the description box below where I've added these and some other ideas that I've done previously, because I've been journaling a long time. I've got over 2,000 videos on my YouTube, so I've put them all in one playlist. I'll link it below. So I've just got another quick idea today, although when I say quick, I'm not sure how quick it's going to be. So I've just got to decide whereabouts I want to put it. I'm just working on the first signature first, and then probably what I'll do is I'll put lots of my ideas that I've made in the first signature, and some of them I'll duplicate for other signatures. Okay, so that one's going there. I think we'll do it on this one. And what we're using today are these, you know, your envelopes that your bills come in. Okay, windowed envelopes. I save them, I collect them, I've got loads of them, and I've not used them. So I've come up with an idea today. So this is what I'm using. Doesn't matter what size you use, you know, measurements are irrelevant. You can just adapt the idea using what you've got. Okay, but the idea is to use something recycled. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken two of these. Okay, let me just give you an example. So I've taken two of these and I've decided how wide I want them. Okay, so, and I've just made sure that when I'm like folding it, that this space here is more or less the same as this space here. Then I've decided that I want a similar space top and bottom. Okay, so I might trim them down. I've already trimmed the top off. If I end up trimming the bottom off to make it what size I want, I can just glue it shut. So that one is going to go that way, okay, and then you can do the other one, even though the window's on that side, and even though I've cut that open, I'm just going to do it the other way. I'm going to do similar, okay. I'll trim that to the size that I want it, and I'll glue that shut. That way I can have one going that way and one going that way, okay. Just work your own measurements out with whatever you've got. So here's what I've got, okay. So, and I've cut my paper layers already to try and speed it up a bit. So I've got one that measures 5 1/4 by 4 1/2 by the time I've folded it over. That's going to go that way. So it's been cut top and bottom to make it shorter. And this folded over bit here can glue on 3 sides. Okay, so then you've got going to have a tuck there, and a tuck behind. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then the other one, I've done the other way. Again, they're open, top and bottom. Doesn't matter. And I'll glue that one that way. I might have that one underneath that one. Not sure. I'm not fully sure yet. Yeah. Shall I have that one under there? So I'm going to have that one under there. Okay, and then I'll design some sort of closure. I might even wrap this one around the page so that my back tuck is on the other side, like that. Yeah, so then my back tuck's on the other side, so I'm essentially decorating 2 pages. Could do that, that would be interesting. Then I can have it a bit lower down like so, and we'll do some sort of closure here. Right, so that's the general idea. All right, so follow along and let's get crafting. So I've cut some pieces. Does that one go in there? So I've cut these and I'm going to layer them inside the window. I've inked, not coffee dyeing them. I'm too lazy. And that's going to slip in. Is that the right size? Is that the right size to go in there? Might need to trim it down a bit. Might be a little bit long. But I've just picked one of my patterned papers. There we go. It fits in there. This is from my journal compendium. And it is £1 on my Ko-fi shop, this collection. So if you don't have it, you know, might be worth a purchase. Up to you. So I'm just going to glue this. And I'm going to slide it inside. And because I've slitted open the top and bottom, it's going to be easier for me to really... Oh, that's upside down. Really easy for me to just slip that in. Okay, so that's covering the inside of the envelope and it's giving me something interesting to look at as well. Okay, let me just get that in place. So I've just cut it more or less the same size. If you want to cut some off, you can. So there you go, you've immediately got something interesting to look at. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the other one. Okay, whenever you're watching me, it's always a trust the process. Sometimes something can look like a hot mess or a pile of, you know, trash. And in the last few minutes, it always comes together. So it's always worth watching to the end. Also, if I do something that doesn't work, yeah, because I very often switch the camera on and make stuff up as I'm going. So if an idea doesn't work, I'll show you how to get around it and I'll show you how to rectify it and things like that. All right, so now I want to cover this bit. I'm going to actually leave these bits, I think, for journaling. Or, you know, you could stamp on them. You could do what you want. You could rip pieces and collage. I'm a little bit lazy at collaging. I'm not going to lie. So I've cut 2 pieces that are the same. Now, these envelopes are not necessarily the same size because they weren't necessarily the same size to start with. So what I've done is I've measured my space. And then I've measured a distance between there and the window. Okay. And I've decided that 1 inch will be fine. Yeah. So 1 inch from the side. And then top and bottom, I've got about another inch. Okay. So 1 inch all the way around. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to use my trusty Tim Holtz. And I'm just going to make a... Let me just check. 1 inch. I always get confused where 1 inch is on here. I don't know why I struggle with this rule. It's like my brain doesn't like it. Okay, so let me just, because I'm doing white on white, let me do green on white. So that's, let me just double check with this ruler. Yeah, so that's 1 inch. Let me just make sure it's straight. So I'm not convinced that that is 1 inch. So I'm doing 1 inch all the way around on this one, and then I'm just going to cut a window. Okay, that way it will layer over without messing about. And these are just offcuts. Okay, so I've sped this process up, just really simply cut those windows out. Just measure each envelope, but don't assume that one is going to need the same size window as the second one, because they might all be different. So I'm gluing down the bottoms where they're open so that whatever I put in doesn't slip out, and adding my frames. And then I'll do the same for the second one. So the measurements on this were different, and I still got it wrong. I cut it a little bit too short, but I'll show you how I'm going to rectify that in a moment. Really simple. Lots of lovely inking will hide any discrepancies in your cutting and make it look tidy. Washi tape. Let's have a look what we've got. I have this one. Oh, that one's because this is like letters and correspondence. This one is as well. I had these gifted. I think they're Tim Holtz. Don't know if they're still available. Ideology. I don't know. So where I've made a bit of a cutting error there because I've not measured it right, because, you know, I'm a human and make mistakes. I'm just going to add some washer. I'm not too worried. I think I'll have that way. Yeah. There we go. Job's a good one. Job's a good one, as we say in Yorkshire. Okay, I'll put those away later. Chuck them on the floor. Right, so I'll show you how I'm going to add these to my journal. All right, and then we'll continue. So, let me just position them. Do I need to seal that one shut? Or have I done that one already? Right, I've sealed that one shut. I need to seal this one shut. Bear with me a minute, I've forgotten to do it. Otherwise, whatever I put in it will just slip straight out the bottom. Now let me just seal this shut with a little bit of glue. This is why I love doing ephemera like this, because you just get your bits of junk. Bits of junk, bits of leftovers, bits of fun embellishments that you fussy cut. You know, we've all got too many. We've all got boxes or trays or whatever full of things that we've cut and not used. This is perfect. Okay, so let me just have a look. I think I am going to put that over the page so that it goes on the other side. Okay, the only thing you need to bear in mind is if you're doing something like this in a journal, you just need to make sure that this paper here is fairly sturdy. This is 120 GSM. Okay, or some book pages are really sturdy. I wouldn't, for example, use it on dictionary page or basic copy of paper, because that paper wouldn't be, you know, this would be too heavy for it, is what I'm trying to get out. Right, yeah, I think I'm going to have it like that. And then, yeah. So, I'm going to glue this one just on, and I always say 3 sides, and I mean 2 sides. So, I'm gluing near the spine and along the bottom. Okay, I've put way too much glue on there, but never mind. Let's close it, and we will stick it here. Okay. I'm not even worried if it's not perfectly straight. The idea of this journal is to be an ideas journal, so you can look through it and remind yourself of loads of different ideas of what you can do. Right, so if I just, it would look really nice up there, but and you can just leave it as just flips, but I kind of want to put a closure on it to keep it, you know, together. Glue. Dry, please. I mean, I've done mine with elastic binding, so I could take the page out and decorate the page flat, but I'm far too lazy. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, I think, do a circle closure. So I'm just going to just in fact, it's always easier. I'll do it this way. It's always easier to punch your smaller hole and then your larger hole around it. So I'm going to punch my hole there and punch my hole there. And then I'm going to centralise that over the top. Just helps me get it more centred so it's not completely wonky. Is that how I want it? I'm not sure that's even how I want it yet. Hold on a minute. Let me think. I think I'm going to need... Right, what I'm going to do is... I'm going to fold this in half. Okay. And I'm going to fold this in half. Alright. Then I'm going to punch a hole on one of them. Yeah, that's fine. And a hole on the other one. And this is a closure I've done a million times. Set some eyelets. You don't even have to set eyelets if you don't have them. You know, it'll be fine. I just like the metal. But you don't have to. You don't have to have eyelets, you can just leave it as it is. Okay, and you can do your circle a little bit bigger if you want. You could do 1.5 inches or 1.25. And then what I do, typically do, is I'll glue that bit onto here. So I'll glue it right at the edge there. Move it down a bit, up a bit. Glue it at the edge there. Yeah. Just give that a minute to dry. So it's on the edge of that other envelope. Yeah. And then maybe glue this one. I mean, you could just glue it right there and just have a really small, in fact, I'm going to do it like that. They don't, it could be right over there, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be here. I'll just line them up roughly. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Nothing matters. It's just journaling. But these kind of journals, I do want it kind of level. These kind of journals are fun to use. They're fun to look through. You know, I don't know what I'll do with mine, whether I'll keep it as a reference or whether I'll pass it on or sell it or gift it. I don't know. But they're fun to use. So now, once that's dry, I can get some twine. Yeah. And I can make myself a little closure and tie it in a knot. Okay, but that's not dry. It really does need to be dry, so let's give it time to dry, and we'll do something else whilst that's hopefully drying. Okay, so what we're going to do with it? Well, we can fill it. Fill it with ephemera and decorate it. So I quite like these chaps here. I might add them to there. Quite like those. Let's give them some ink. Give them a bit of ink. All of the things that I'm using today are all available in my Ko-fi shop in various collections. If you don't have some in your collection and you need some help sourcing them, you can get them in my shop. Far cheaper than purchasing, you know, packets of branded products. And you can print them out over and over and over and over and over again. So I'm going to put them two little dudes there. I think they're lovely. Okay. Yeah, and then what we got here, let's have a look. I could add one of my little clusters that I made to the bottom. Don't think I want to cover them up that much. Let's have a look what we've got in my box of tricks. Let's have a look. Okay, so what have we got here? What have we got? I've got so much stuff, it's just ridiculous. I've got one of these little notebooks that I made. We could put somewhere. Let's have a look. I've got some large tickets. Let's get some of these large tickets out because these kind of need using. Yeah, I've got some floral stickers. I've got some more of these which you can journal on that we made. That's interesting. That's quite interesting. And then obviously I've got my big bunch of tags that I always have on my desk. So this is one of my collections. It's a 100 tag bundle. Loads of people have bought it, so a lot of you will already have it. So they're ready. So when I want to fill my pockets, these are all ready to go. So let's start and see what we can add to here. I quite like that little flower there, and then put a little ticket over. So these are just random. I don't even know where these have come from. I think somebody sent them me. Just your little washi tape stickers. Get them used up. Get them used up. And I'm going to stick that over the top of there. Alright, and then just rip or cut the bottom. Where's my scissors? What have you done with my scissors, you guys? Oh, there they are. I'll let you off. Just trim it like so, and then add some of my little labels like this. That one's a little bit large, isn't it? Should we have that one? Yeah, we're having that. And I find the trick when you're doing things like this is to not overthink it, because you'll talk yourself out of doing something and then it'll take you twice as long. So when you get an idea, just do it. Just go for it. I think this needs inking. Otherwise, you talk yourself out of it. And nothing needs to be perfect. Okay? You might see some YouTube creators that are far more talented than me and their work looks amazing. But just remember, you know, maybe they're more artistic than I am. Maybe they've been at it longer than us. Maybe they've got all of the top Tim Holtz branded stuff. You know, we're using what we've got. Yeah, so there, that's cute. Okay, then if we open that, we can have that for journaling. If we open that, we can have that for journaling. So in here we could have one of those. I think I'll put that in there. More journaling. I can stick a lovely tag. All I've got to do is ink it. Perfect. More writing space. You can collage it further, decorate it further. I'm doing it really quick to give you kind of like the idea. So that can, so you've got a pocket there for that one, and then that's sliding behind. Okay, you could put another pocket there. I would err on the side of caution, because this is just a folded over envelope. If you start putting too many pockets on, then this is going to be bulky and it won't lie flat. Okay, so I'm going to leave this for journaling, but what I might do is I might do a bit of stamping, or I might you know, do some lines with pencil for me, you know, to write on, maybe like that. Okay, for example, you get the idea. Okay, I don't know, let's have a look. What can we do? Am I going to have this? I could add one of these frames in there. It's just all interest. You can write on the back. I think I might just stick her in there actually. And then I've got these. I've got a tutorial on these. You can stick one of those in. And can you see how you're building up those layers in those pockets? Okay. So this one, I want to put it back on here. Now, let's open that. And it can go there. Just need to reposition this so I know where to glue it. I want it to be across from the other closure. Yeah, so about there. Okay, so about there. And I'm just going to glue this one. I'm going to glue it down the edge of the page, but not too close, and along the bottom. Okay, so that I've got another tuck. Okay. Obviously you could collage on there. I might go back and stamp on it. I might stick, I don't know, I can do what I want. Might stick one of these on. I could just stick that on there. In fact, I think I will. I think I will. I've got a tutorial on how I made these. I call these oversized clusters, because typically clusters are small like this, and I just made large ones. And I made a whole bunch of them, and then, you know, when you're in an instance where you need something like this, all I've got to do is glue it on, and I'm already done. Okay, I just need to wait for that to dry. And then here, behind here, I've got another tuck space where I can add another couple of these tags that I've already got made, because, you know, we're always thinking ahead. I can go back and I can put holes in those and twine in those, whatever. So I've decorated that side of the page. Okay, I've got this flip here, I've got this pocket here. I've filled it with goodies. Okay, we've got journaling space. We've got journaling space here, and we can add things in here. So I might put this little notebook. So I've got a tutorial on these, and it's just paper, and then I used a hair bobble and a paper clip to bind it. And I could just stick that in there, like that. I could decorate this a little bit if I want. In fact, I might put that cluster on. Yeah. And it's giving you that kind of a junky look. To me, a junk journal is not just something made out of junk. It's something that looks junky. It's a mixture, a mishmash of all sorts of things all put together. That's my personal idea of a junk journal. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm not, I'm not a dictionary. That's just my perception of it and how I interpret it. Okay. So then we've got that little notebook in there. That's filled. I love these little notebooks. Yeah. And we've got journaling space. So then when all of that's dry, we can get our twine. Feed it through. And this is a really simple closure, and it works for lots of different things. Lots of different things. Okay, and then all you have to do is sorry about this, I am very much fingers and thumbs when it comes to tying anything in a bow, like so. Okay, you've got your little dangle. You could even, I mean, these are a little bit large, but you could even punch some little circles and add them to the bottom of your string. These are a little bit large, but you get the idea. So, we've filled yet another page, and we're going to end up with quite a chunky monkey. And could probably replicate this on another signature. And my journal will soon fill up. And if you follow these tutorials and go and have a look at my playlist, you'll see how all of these components are made, and you'll soon have enough things to fill your journal as well. Or some different ideas, or some inspiration. You might see a little thread of an idea and not necessarily do the whole thing, but think, oh, I like that closure. That's a good idea. You might hate the rest of it, but at least you've taken some inspiration on that. Or you might love the idea of just filling the pockets with random things. There's always inspiration to be had, so check out the playlist. I hope you like that. Take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.